Hey guys, and welcome to the episode 5, I believe it is, of my Sylenth tutorials. Today I'll show you how to create a great lead from one of my favorite tracks from this year. It's been supported by the biggest DJs around, and even supported by house DJs like Axwell and David Guetta. So it's a really cool tune, I believe. It's the track is called Aurora, or Aurora, I don't know. I really have to pronounce it, by Beat Service, and this is how my recreation sounds like. And the synths we're after today are these two, which is layered together with each other. So let's start with the first one. I'll copy the 2 midis down to each channel down here, and we'll start this shit up. So I loaded up my Sylenth, and I've not initialized the patch yet. Yeah, I've done so now. And I want to begin with this synth. I'll leave the voices at 8. And yeah, basically that's it, I think. For the other one, I want the sine wave, and I want 8 voices as well. I lower the volume just a little bit to around this point, and I'll leave the stereo field and everything like it is. For the envelopes, I'll just add some release, and that's about it. For the second part, I will add a noise wave down here and lower the volume really to the point where you almost can't hear it, so like so. And for the last oscillator, I use an H pulse like this, and I'll make it a little bit more mono. So for those parts should be good now. Let's hear how it sounds like. Yeah, but we want to add a pitch modulated LFO down here. So where is there? Pitch AB. I'll have the rate at quite high. That's around 128. I'll add some gain, and I'll only add a subtle amount, like so. So let's move over to the phaser. This is really important for the synth. I'll have the rate at 0, the gain at 0, the feedback at 0, the dry wet to signal to around 40%, and that's about it. Let's hear how it sounds like. Yeah, I also forgot to add a glide down here, so I keep it to around 3.5, like so. So let's add a chorus as well. For this one, I'll just mess around with it like so. I'll almost keep it at the default settings. And I'll also add an EQ. I used a 2-pole for this one. I'll lower the bass a little bit and increase the bass frequency. I'll have the higher frequency at the maximum, and then leave this one down at the bottom. So let's hear how it sounds like now. It's okay, I think, but I forgot to leave the retrigger off for this one, and I also forgot to add 8 voices as well. And I also forgot to add voices to this one. So let's hear how it sounds like now. So once we add some delay, we should be okay, I think. So yeah, add a little low cut and increase the width a little bit, as well as the feedback and the spread. And also increase the smear. Like so. So let's hear how it sounds like. think that should be about it for this synth, but as I mentioned, there's another synth. For the second synth, I've initialized the presets, so I'll start by using one voice on this one, as well as a saw wave. I detune it a little bit like so, and I also pan it a little bit to the left to around 3.0. For the second oscillator, I also use a saw wave with only one voice, and also pan it a bit to the right this time, to the same amount, so 2.95 in this matter. I also increase the phase a little bit to around 72 degrees. For the envelope, I will have maximum sustain, and I'll also increase the release a little bit. I'll just copy this and paste it to envelope B. And for these oscillators, I use a sine wave for this one with 0 voices actually. And I also lower the volume completely. For the second oscillator, I'll use a square wave, and I'll leave the retrigger off, and I'll also lower the volume to around 9 o'clock. I'll also detune this rather much like so. So let's hear how it sounds like at the moment. It sounds alright, I guess, but we'll play around with the filters. I'll add a low pass on this one on part A. I'll lower the cutoff to around 10 o'clock, and also upper the resonance to around midway, like so. On part B, I'll add a bandpass filter like so, and the input will be both B and A. I'll decrease the cutoff like so, and also increase the resonance to around 2 o'clock this time. So let's see how it sounds like. But I forgot to increase the cutoff on the main filter control, so I want this one to be at around 396 Hertz. I also add a glide mode for this synth as well, and I'll keep it to around 3.5 like so. And it's time to add some distortion as well. I'll use the overdrive type, and I'll increase the amount to almost at maximum, and I'll decrease the dry signal to around 70%. So let's hear how it sounds like at the moment. Yeah, we're not there yet. I need to play around with the EQs like so. I'll decrease the bass, and I'll have the bass frequency at around 160 Hertz. Lower the treble to around 3.5 decibels, and I'll also lower the treble frequency to around 1000. And for the final part, I'll add a reverb. I'll keep these almost at the presets. I'll just play around with it like so. Like so, and I think that should do it. So let's hear how it sounds like. So once I lower the main volume for the first synth, we may hear something like this. It's a cool synth with which fits most modern big room Anthem trance tracks. So yeah, that's it. I'll leave the presets as well as this particular melody in the description below, as well as a link to my Facebook page. So if you haven't liked that one already, just head over there and like it for more updates about my music and as well as other forthcoming tutorials. So till next time, cheers.